Hey, everybody. Joe H. Cooper, glad you're here. Thanks for joining. Big thanks for hanging out with me today. Yeah. I still have this cough, and it's not going away. It doesn't want to go away. Doesn't want to. Anyways. What am I doing today? What are we doing today? Well, today I'm very excited about the block bindings API. I don't know if this is something that I've expressed very well, but I think I talk about it like far too much. But I absolutely love the block bindings API, and I think it's going to be super cool. There's some stuff that's going to be in 6.7 that is in it's in the Gutenberg plugin now. But there's some things in here that I'd like to kind of play around with a bit today, because I haven't really looked at any of these since the last stream that we did quite a while ago now. That actually was unlocking some locked stuff. So like basically, I'm just unlocking some private APIs, which is not really the best way to do it, but that is what we're going to do. So that that pull request that I just linked in there kind of explains what's going to happen, or what's available to us now. So there's a couple of utilities. There's a hook that exposes two functions to manage block bindings. The first one is update block bindings. The other one was remove all block bindings. So I haven't used this, so I was doing this sort of manually. I was doing this manually in a little helper extension thing that I wrote, which is in here. Which is in here somewhere. Level plugin. I have this thing in here. I have this. Excuse me. I have this thing that is basically kind of doing this. So let's get over to my browser. So here I got this thing that I wrote. So if I go to my posts, and I go into I'm just gonna start a post. A new post. We'll call it block bindings 6.7. Right. So I'm gonna put a paragraph block in there. Or I'll put a heading block in there right now. Let's see. Drop a little heading block in there. So you can see in advanced. Oh, maybe I don't have any meta associated with this. Hold on. Oh yeah, attributes. There we go. So okay. So the first you can't see that. You can't see that. That's in the wrong place. The camera. So first thing is one of the things that's coming is like a user interface, which is really cool. So this so the heading block sorry, what am I saying? The heading block supports an attribute. So this is the attribute that represents the content here. So I can now map the content attribute of the heading block to something in here, right? So string binding. So all right, so the content here is message from meta. That's actually what is in here. So if I were to look at this, I think that's actually, I registered a piece of post meta. Justin. Hi, Justin. How's it going, man? I registered a piece of post meta somewhere in here. There it is. So I just registered some standard post meta, and it's got a default value of message from meta. So every post will have that. And so what I've just done is I've just connected that to this, right? So now I should be able to change it. That's also what this little thing means. It's like mapped to something. So now I should be able to write cust. Ooh. Oh. So that's mapped. So why isn't it going to be the other way? I'm going to publish this and see if maybe that has something to do with it. So I should be able to edit this. It's weird that I can't. It's because I have custom fields open. Let's check. Turn custom fields off. Hide the web page. Oh, there we go. So okay, so I think okay, so that's the first thing that I just discovered. So I can't edit this. So this should be now custom message stored in Meta, right? So if I save this now, I bring my custom fields back open. I should see I have, oh my word. There we go. So I have this string binding. So the string binding is the name of my post method. It can be whatever I want. But I also, excuse me, have now stored that in there. Now, is this, so, okay, this is really interesting to note that when this custom fields is open, Outputs Original, good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. When custom fields are open, this seems to, this blocks this from being editable. Like I don't even hear that. I'll show you on the camera. Nothing's happening. Oh, except that. So that's good to know. So you got to keep your custom field panel closed, which I'm totally fine with. Did I do custom? I thought I did a control for hiding the custom fields. And custom. See, that's what we need. Someone go write that right now. I'll wait. Okay, we'll turn this off. This is annoying, right? Okay, so that's the first thing. So, and when it loads, it takes a second. That's cool. That's good to know. Oh, just so you're aware, I'm using the most recent version of Gutenberg. Of WordPress, but also Gutenberg, which I think is 19.4. Oh, Mario Santos. Is this the Mario Santos? It is. Give me a thumbs up. You can see I have some active plugins in here. My active plugins. So I have Gutenberg running 19.4, which is hello, hola, mi amigo, ¿cómo estás? I'm trying to learn Spanish because I have so many friends that speak Spanish, and I feel like an idiot being like, "Yo quiero Taco Bell," like idiot. Anyways, so we have the most recent version of Gutenberg. Now there is something to keep in mind here. So when we're looking at this block bindings, the API, there is there's a Tudoben. Awesome. Oh, Artemio is here as well. Oh my God. You know, we have the entire team that is building the block bindings API here watching me. I'm not nervous at all. Oh, very nice. No quiero Taco Bell. Oh, Tony Cicerone from Twitter is saying hey. So. Oh, Alpus Original is giving a talk this coming Saturday on WordCamp San Jose, Costa Rica, and it's about bot bindings and activity API. That's awesome. Can you share anything? Do you have slides prepped or anything? Love to take a look at that. That'd be cool. Titus is here. Cool. So there's a get fields list that is basically not available yet. And that's because it's in the plugin, but it's not in the core. It won't be in 6.7. Is that right? That's right, I think, right? So anyways, I linked this before, but I'll link it again for those who don't have chats available. But basically that's the pull request that puts all this stuff in there. Yes, but they are in Spanish and I have an English one. Nice. Oh, Aki here. Hey, Aki, how's it going? What time is it for you? It's got to be like, well, I guess something like 10:30 p.m. That's not late. It's late for me because I'm an old man, but it's not late for you who is able to, apparently contribute entirely to Gutenberg, all on your own, fixing all the problems. Aki is a phenomenal contributor, and I don't think I've ever met in person yet, and I'm looking forward to it. It's exactly midnight. Okay, so it's at 10:30 a.m. Eastern for me, so 10:39. So I guess you're quite, you are a better man than I, stand up Dudley. Anyways, there's a cough like an old man into the microphone. Anyways, nothing but the shenaniganery. Okay, so I'm excited to try these things. So this update block binding, remove all block bindings. So what I was doing before was I had this little, let me just show you. Okay, so in here, I'm going to just do this. Now, do I have thing not enabled? What do they put this on? This is with block bindings inspector. Oh, wait. So yeah, so it should be for every single block. All right, so grab this. Is my plugin not enabled or something stupid? Is it not built? Oh, Ryan. Just this thing terminal here. Okay, npm start. Oh, nope. npm start. Okay, so that should be running. Did I turn some of the stuff off? Watch me debug this in front of you, everybody. I have a clue what I'm doing. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Let's figure out why this isn't working. Let's look at my sources. We'll go into content, plugins. Yup, that looks like it's there. Oh wait. Wait. Kevin. What the deuce? What the deuce? Okay, so this. Something's not working right. I'm gonna turn all this off for now. Nice choice, my friend. Corey Potter. Oh, it's for the sub. Thanks, Corey Potter. Oh, that's why. Because my paragraph block. Okay, so this needs to be a paragraph block. So there should be.
Oh, great. It's KevXB.
Oh, it's KevXB. Oh, man. Stream's coming to life, friends. Oh, I forgot about my follower goal thing. I gotta turn that off. That's horrible. Sorry about that. Bear with me 1 second. I was playing around with something here. Titus is preset terminal thing. Turn that off. Ridiculous. Kind of embarrassing. I don't think I know how to get rid of that. I just want to turn this off. And delete it for now. That's awesome. What the heck? I am enjoying the song. Damn. Alright, well I guess maybe I just have to refresh. Stand by. Firebot overlay. I'm gonna just refresh this. And like a ghost, it was gone. All right, what? There we go. I am not I'm just playing around. I love Firebot. I use this this tool called Firebot, and I think it's amazing. And you can do all sorts of really cool things in it. And one of them was that kind of stuff. But I'm not gonna gamify. Well, I'm gonna gamify you. Anyways. Okay, so where is the thing that I just built? I just built that thing, and now where's it gone? Border, attributes, advanced. Like I should have. Right? Something weird going on here. Something weird. I'm not even seeing that. So, core query. Oh, you can't sub in Thailand? Okay, what is happening here? Deactivate. Recently active. Oh my god, this is so annoying. I need to have all of these active. Well, some of these active. What's weird is I'm not even seeing this. I'm not even seeing that. I'm not seeing a console log with block binding selector, with block binding selector. And why is that? Is my build not build start should be going to source index? Index is pulling this in. It should be working. I don't know why it's not. This is the console log. What? The deuce. Oh my god, I got it. That's so funny. So amazing and funny. Let's take a look here. You tried often to unstable it is confirming the consequences. Oh, is this why? Is that what's yelling at me about? I don't think I need to do that now, do I? Where did that happen? This is something. Inclination unlock. Okay, I don't think I need to do that anymore. So I don't think I'm going to include the unlock thing. I think that might be where it's breaking. Let's check. Take out the plug and plug it in again. That's good. I like that. Okay. Well, I've broken it more things, so that's. I feel like I'm getting closer. I think this is because this is an old plugin, and I'm actually doing some stuff. I don't know what that's all about. Sources is not defined. Okay, that seems like a good thing. Right. So I shouldn't have to unlock that. Okay. So I'm just gonna do this because I think what's happened here is now this stuff is exposed and I don't necessarily need to have all of this. So we're just going to fix this up and I'm going to get it working, basically. There we go. Okay, that's good. That's excellent. Okay, we're going to get rid of this. Now, what I wanted to do here, I was getting get all block binding sources. So if we jump back over to here, we should have get block binding sources. I think that's where that comes from. And where it's going to be, I guess it's here. I guess I'm going to be doing this. I don't need to unlock it because it should be a function that I know and love, right? So we should see some sources in here now. Let's try that. See what we got. Corey Potter, I am indeed from Canada. Why? Why are you yelling at me? Get block binding is not source. Okay, so this is where I have to find out. I think it's block editor store, isn't it? Let's look. Okay, so about hello, yeah, yeah, I'm from Canada. From Canada, Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna see what store that's part of. I think get blocks. Is it the blocks? It's the block store. Okay, so I gotta go. I have to import it from a different place. Oh, wait. I'm using block store. Am I not using block store? Use select. Oh, I just import the function directly. So I don't. So it's not a use select. So I just pull it like that. That's what I need. So it's not tied to a data store. Oh. So I would do it like that. That's what okay. Let's try that. Feels odd to me. I'm not calling you a liar, Mario, because I'm pretty sure you wrote that stuff. Okay, so that works. Interesting. Oh, is it because under the hood, like over here, that's what's doing that? Oh, I get it. Okay, so inside that call, you've got the get binding sources. Excellent. Okay, cool. That's nice. That actually makes it a lot cleaner. So what I did before this API was I had used the use select, so we don't need to do that anymore. So that's cool. So now we have this stuff. So I think block type variation collection book. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. So let's see. So now if I come back over to I can see I've got all my sources here. So I shouldn't have. There we go. So choose binding source. Choose key to bind. All right. Yeah, that's nice. I actually quite like that because one thing that I do like about that too is that sometimes when you're exposing the actual block selector, like the selector from the store, documentation looks a little weird. Like I don't know if you remember documentation for like the stuff there, took parameters. The docs would always have like state passed as the first parameter, which is not at all true. Well, it's true inside the data store, but you don't use it from the you don't use it as the consumer. So I like this because this doesn't if you were to look at this get block binding sources, I bet if we were to search this up and what what like if we were to look at that wherever that is, see how it has state here. So if this got documented in the block editor store, it would show this as like having a parameter called state, which is true in the sense of the data store, but not true in the sense of the consumer. Am I making sense? My people are taking crazy pill. So I like that it's wrapped. That's where I'm going with this. I like that it's wrapped. Because then the API is documented the way it's used and correctly. Anyways, that's why you guys are so good and so smart. I love you all. What is that? Who's yelling at me here? What's this thing? Get lost. I don't need that. All right, cool. So what I was doing before was I had kind of like picked my binding source and then I picked my key, right? SMRT, that's right. That's the Homer smart. Okay, so what was I doing before? So I was basically doing all of this madness. And I was setting the attributes. So there is a helper now, which I'm super excited to try out. So update block bindings, which I'm going to find, because there's an example in the docs. I've seen it. We're going to look for that. I think that's it. There it is. Now, the thing to keep in mind is this is actually in a different store. So to pull that stuff out, we're going to need, not a different store, I'm sorry, a different package, which was, I don't remember, block editor. So jump back over here. And do I have anything block? I do a block editor. And what was the name of that? So it comes from a hook called use block bindings utils because it provides to you two things. The first thing it provides is it's an object, right? That's returned, I believe. So it's an object. So here's a question for those in the room who you React smart folks or better. Is this considered a hook? I mean, it's got use, it's wrapped in use. I always thought hooks returned an array, like a tuple. Is that? But I'm not. I don't know. I don't know enough about React. But like, I don't have a problem with this in any way, shape or form. But my first instinct when I saw that hooks can return anything. Yeah, no, I know. But like, if I guess you're not. It's not like a. So like a use state, for example, right? So you've got state and set state, right? This is like a classic hook example. So this is going to be whatever you want to call it, and this is going to be whatever blah blah blah. Like this, the function to update it, right? I guess you don't need, because you. Okay, I think I'm talking myself through this now. This is array destructuring, and it's very helpful because this and this can be whatever name you want it to be. Whereas when you're doing this, it's returning two things that can't be named anything else, or probably shouldn't be named anything else, right? Like, because we want that, and then the other one I think is, what is the other one? Remove. I gotta find it. And this is just like for conversation. Like, I think this makes sense now that I'm sort of thinking about it, because we don't. Yeah, no, I know, but like, so most of the hooks that I've seen have returned an array of whatever the values are, but that's because I think the array, array destructuring allows you to pull that thing off and call it whatever you want. P. Georgia, how's it going? State and set state can be yes, no, yes, Kev. No, I get that. This is like state 2 called state 2, right? That's how you can use the same hook and set multiple state values. I totally get that. I just don't see a lot of hooks that return objects. It's just it's a poll, all right? Yeah, totally get it. Okay, anyways, so all right, so the update block bindings. Use effect returns a cleanup function. Okay, so it does return a bunch of things, right? Use select returning objects. Okay. Man, Hulk, the chat's just like, just yelling at me. I get it. No, I'm kidding. This is good. This is good. I need to write more React hooks. I have this one. Actually, I have one that I'm going to show you guys in a minute. But I wrote one. The form token field is a pain in the ass to work with, in my opinion, when it comes to data, because it doesn't have like user-friendly data and like machine-friendly data, if that makes sense. Like, it's just an array. It's an array of values, and those values are whatever. But when you're dealing with like slug versus name, it's kind of ugly. So I wrote something that maps that stuff, right? So I don't know if this is supposed to be a hook or not. It may not need to be a hook, but basically it's just a converter. Anyways, whatever. Blah. Shut your face. All right. So the remove block bindings. Yeah, let's go. 6.7. All right. So we've got we've got update block bindings, and it takes basically an object that has the key and it has the source and it has the key. Okay, cool. And then the remove block bindings just literally will remove all the block bindings. Okay, so let's put some buttons in. I'm gonna add, what is this thing? I'm just gonna add a button in here. Let's see what it looks like. Button, not in caps, I'm not yelling. Who's yelling? Button. Now, let's see. Import button from components, which is boop, components. Get rid of this. Oh, where to put that? Okay, we're gonna do this. Okay, so this is gonna be. I'm just testing this. This is gonna be remove bindings. Is my music too loud? Or just it's just good for screaming and venting. Not buildings. Come on. It's a little loud? Oh, sorry. Let me turn it down. There we go. Let me know.
Great. It's Philip.
Oh, Philip's here. Level's good. Oh, okay. Remove bindings. Okay, so then I want to do that. So then I'm gonna go. On change. We're gonna say. I need a function for that, and then I'm gonna do this function. No, on click. I'm gonna do that. Change on click. Right. Okay, so let's see how we use the remove. Remove all. Block client ID. I just turned it down a little bit, so let me know if it's still. Okay, so here's my first question. How does it know metadata binding? So it gets get block attribute, block client ID. Where does it get block client ID? Use block edit context, block client. I guess it just figures out. It out. Right? I guess it just figures it out. What's this? What's this PR? Ah, there we go. Will this be in 6.7, Mario? Is this going to be... Oh, look at that. That looks nice. Backport to 6.7. Okay, so we are going to get that. So this isn't in... Wait, is this... Okay, so let's see what happens here. So this, I think this is going to be super helpful because there might be times where you want to call that on blocks that aren't like... Well, it's got the backport to 6.7, so we'll see. Okay, but in the meantime, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when I click that. First of all, maybe I need to assign. I'm going to assign native string. I'm going to assign native. So that's basically set that up right there. I'm going to save this. So now if we look on the, let's just close this down. Move me back over here. If we look at the code editor now, we should see we've got, just ignore that one. That's the header that I put in. So this is the bindings, the content, args, key, string binding, source, core, post button. Okay, cool. So that's exactly what I wanted. That's not the button I wanted to press. I'm gonna grab this and push that. Remove bindings. Oh, that just worked real well. So if we look at this now, code editor. There we go. Okay, perfect. So that's so much easier. That's really easy. That's really, really awesome. Okay, so now we have this. Just remove the binding. So, but what Mario's saying is that you'll be able to do something like, you'll be able to get like client ID. I think is available here in the, if I can spell it right, client ID. You should, with what he's talking about, you should be able to pass that. I think that's super, super awesome because you might be in a situation where like, say you want to have one block control other blocks, or like you want to like recursively call stuff. Let's say you had inner blocks and they were all bound, and you wanted to clear all the inner box bindings. You could get all of the child blocks and loop this and do it that way. I think one block to cut, one button to clear it all out. I think that's pretty cool. That doesn't work now, or is it? It's going to be in what version? 19.5, I thought it said. So it's milestone is 19.5. I don't think my 19.5 is out yet. What do I have? 19.4. Yeah. Okay. So, what came out yesterday? Must have been the release candidate. You pass it to the hook. Oh, let me read that again. Pass it to what hook? Oh, you pass it to the hook. Like, my bad. Like you pass it here. Oh. Oh, interesting. Okay, so you would pass it here, and that would work for this block. Oh, I see. My mistake. I thought I read that as something slightly different is the words. Here's a question, Mario. What do you think about the ability to pass it in the function? Because I see a use case where you would want to, you may want to control bindings for other blocks. Yeah. I mean, I can see it. I can see it in both cases because, for example, like if both of these are probably going to need a client ID. I assume the update block bindings one also tries to get the client ID somewhere, maybe. Yeah, so it tries to get the client ID. I'm also not trying to scope creep you here, but I could definitely see cases where you would want to call that function on blocks that aren't the block that it's being called from, and so being able to pass an ID in there is great, and also like both contexts maybe. I don't know. Interesting. It's interesting. Anyhow, I'm absolutely loving this. All right, so let's look at what update block bindings. Where's my example? So update block bindings. This has like this. So I'm just gonna add another button. Yeah, to add another button if I can type button. And we're gonna say variant is secondary. Type secondary. On click. I'm gonna do another function in here. Not that. We're gonna call what is it? Update block bindings. Takes an object. Wait, it's an object. Let me look at that again. Oh, so it's it's of course. It's an object with inner properties. It doesn't need any of that stuff. Right, something like that. And so what I'll do is core post meta, and then because I was basically just hard coding all of this. This is gonna be a lot better. So basically now in excuse me, in here let's put a I'm gonna make these primary buttons. I don't know if primary makes them block level or not, but we'll see. And I'm gonna say add binding, add native binding. Okay, anyways, we'll refresh this, do this, save this, grab that. Remove bindings, add native binding. Did that work? Did that work? Did I do that wrong? So remove bindings. Okay, let's look at the code editor. Bindings, source. Oh, duh. Oh, I'm an idiot. That's not what I want. Content is what I need. That was my bad. Because this is the block property. This is the block attribute. I'm sorry, that's gonna get connected with this source with the value of that. So I was doing it with URL, and I don't know if you know this or not, but paragraph blocks don't support URLs mapping. So let me try that again. That was dopey. So we grabbed this. I'm going to remove the bindings. We have no binding. I'll add the binding, and now we've got it down here. So that's super cool. That's it. One is supposed to simulate update block. You can pass undefined to remove just one attribute binding. So where do I pass undefined? You can pass undefined to remove just one attribute binding. Oh, I get it. So if I were to do this, is that what you're saying? Like that? Let's try that. Let's say this. I've got the bind. It's bound. Okay, cool. So, oh, I get it, because if you had multiples, Phil Hoyt, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. So if I this is incorrect, because I'm going to be pressing add, but it's going to be should be undefining it. Yeah, okay, cool. So that's it. So what does that actually do? Oh, so it actually gets rid of it. Oh, nice. That's so cool. Yeah, that's really cool. Let me let's get an image block happening. Maybe we can take a look at this. So what was the example that was in here? Custom field. So we'll do this. Okay, so it's URL and alt. This is super neat. I'm really loving this stuff. All this stuff you guys do is so cool. I just love it. URL and then oh wait, I'm gonna just I want that core image. So this is gonna be alt and then what do they put in? I'm lazy, so lazy. I'm just gonna steal all this. Is a TLDR on block bindings that isn't any? I'm sorry. Oh, that is an API. It can be used for block meta, but I think what we should think about is it's the ability to connect a block to data, and I think data with a big asterisk and in quotes, because it could be literally anything. You could, if you wanted to, create a block that overrode the title to your post, or create a block that connected to an external data source, or all that sort of stuff. I mean, a really good use case of it is definitely post meta, and it kind of it's connecting the dots for something that WordPress has wanted for a long time. But it's not just for post meta. I can't remember where I saw this, but somebody was wanting to do something with like the date, and they wanted, or like the post date, and they wanted to display it differently. So the suggestion was, well, just do a custom data source that takes the post date, formats it into a certain way, and then connects that to the block, right? It would be a block that can update a product in WooCommerce. I think it could. I think you could do any of that stuff as long as you've got the connection points, right? Like what we're doing here right now, like what we're doing with this. So this is connected, if we look right, it's connected to a piece of post meta that I called string binding. So, and with the client side part that is coming in 6.7 as well, you can edit to your heart's content. So there's no reason why when you're building this, instead of connecting it to post meta, you connect it to a WooCommerce product, right? Yeah, like you can do all that sort of stuff. You can literally bind any data from any source. Yeah, it's so powerful. It's one of those things that's like, it's so powerful and it's such an easy concept that I think people don't realize the power of it, or maybe they do. But it's like, oh, you can. It's like writing a REST. Here's an example. A REST endpoint. Like, raise your hand in chat or whatever if you've ever like created a REST endpoint because you needed very specific data that maybe is a conglomeration of a bunch of other data, but you wanted to return it in an easily ingestible form. Like, I've done that so many times with the REST API. Or use the REST, you know what I mean? All that sort of stuff that's exactly what you can do with this. So we register a custom source. Now you can say, okay, I want to have a source. I don't know why you do this. I want to have a source that allows me to edit the excerpt. As I'm writing in this paragraph block, it's going to connect to the excerpt, and my post excerpt, which I don't even think I'm supporting this on here, but oh yeah. So like you could do this. This would get updated as you're writing in here. Like, that's such a silly thing, but it's so powerful. Like it, yeah. You can do all that stuff. So I think initially, and because right now we are connected to the post meta, and that's what we have the UI for, I think that we can definitely there's a lot of really fun use cases. And there's like use cases of like I only want it done on the server side, and I only want it done on the client side. When I don't know. I think it's really cool. Really cool. So yeah, to answer your question, I don't think it's just for post meta. I think that's what people are going to use it for a lot, but I think it definitely, I gotta turn that music up, I can't hear it well. I think it's definitely got very powerful possibilities. Yeah. Okay, so I forget what I was doing now. G43, this is awesome. I've been struggling with that for months. I want an event block that adds value to a product, so you can create an event, an ongoing product gets an extra date added so people can book on, and likewise so the product is sold out. Yeah. So the thing to keep in mind right now is that the client, like the you can't do any of this for custom blocks. So you have to connect it to a paragraph block, a heading block, a button block, I believe, and what's the other image? So if you have a series of, like, if in your post you've got a series of paragraphs that might represent varying things, right? Various things on your product. Yeah, you can absolutely connect that to, right, in your attributes. You can connect it to whatever you want, and you're good to go. You put that in your template and you're laughing, right? But yeah, but that's something to keep in mind. I don't know, Mario or Artemio, I don't know. I know there's a lot of work being done. There's a ton of work that needs to be done to enable this, but do you have any idea of what sort of block we're targeting next for? I'm gonna put you all on the spot. and if you don't, that's fine too. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Terms for, yeah. Well, Justin was talking about wanting to do something with term meta. I think that's such a cool idea, right? I can see it being used for terms, for example, since querying by terms or support. Yes. Sorry. Well, I kind of conflated two things. Custom blocks. Yeah. First question. Second question. Block bindings for core blocks. Do we know? Do you have an idea of like what you'll be targeting next? What the team will be sort of looking at next for the which core blocks will be sort of enabled? And this is off the record, and I know that, I mean, it's good change. I shouldn't say off the record. It's just, I'm not going to hold you to it. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. It'd be super cool to be able to tie in to core blocks, or sorry, custom blocks. Yeah, well, we're very excited, and I can volunteer my stream to test all the stuff. Obviously, like so much so. I'm a ride or die with block bindings. We haven't started. Ah, nice. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, I know that there's some reliance on the work being done for the HTML API that might inform some of that stuff. Yeah. So I mean, obviously, no rush. but the faster the better. But no rush. Yeah, it's super cool. It's going to be so powerful, so powerful. Okay, so I'm trying to think of something. So I did some stuff before. Okay, so we've worked with these things. The other parts of this. So we've looked at update block bindings, remove all block bindings. These are super helpful. I really like these. Let me link on that, and I'm going to take this and put it back into chat, Mario, just so because there's a couple of different places where we're streaming here. So if anybody, so it's not to duplicate. Context for any block attribute. Cool. I'm just going to read it. Adding support for any block attribute and block bindings has been in the roadmap since the beginning. However, there are some limitations we need to figure out first. That's why we started with the most common core blocks, even though it's pretty limited. But this is amazing, so it's fine. So far, it has helped us to shape the project, add value to the user, and start getting feedback. Until this is in place, we can keep adding support to specific block attributes if needed. I'm opening the issue to share limitations I see and start discussing them. How block binding API works. I believe this is important to understand why support for any block is not ready yet and what is needed. Block binding's API works this way summarized. It receives HTML stored in the database, gets the value from the specific source, the value of a custom field, for example. It replaces the relevant part of the HTML based on the attribute definition. For example, the image URL responds to the attribute source link, or paragraph responds to the inner text of P element link. That's right there. That's a fantastic, like Cole's, or what I would say Cole's Notes, but that's Canada. What was it in the States? Cliff's Notes, is that it? That's the TLDR version, which I love. Existing limitations and concerns. This is an initial list of the main topics we need to figure out before adding support for any block. Although I'm sure more things will come up in the process. HTML functionalities. Okay. Block binding API uses the HTML API to replace the HTML based on the value returned by the source. However, the HTML API is also relatively new in adding functionalities progressively. The main ones affecting the project: support for any HTML tag. Yep, gonna need that. Support for CSS selectors. In some cases, the block attributes uses a CSS selector to specify which part of the HTML it responds to. For example, image href uses figure less than a and then link. Provide HTML replacement functions. The HTML API will potentially provide message to set inner HTML or set outer HTML. We need these methods to properly replace HTML. Hard those these limitations for the currently supported blocks, but to open to any block we should have proper. Okay, so this is a huge one. This is such a good Mario. You should be. This should be like on speed dial for you. This explains exactly what needs to be done. This is amazing. Additional loading. Some blocks HTML saved on the database through the editor will vary based on the value of some attributes. For example, if we look at the image save file, we can see how it will render an A link if href attribute exists. It will add a fig caption element if the fig caption is not. Oh, okay, cool. Till now, there wasn't a problem because href and caption attribute values were expected to be the same in the editor. No. Sorry. Oh, no. Spotlight message. That's Kevin's question. No. They work on the front end. Like if I look at this, save it. So this is meta. So you see I've got it here, right? Editor and server? I'm sorry, Kevin. I don't understand the question. There is a server-side part, which is connecting, but there's also the client-side part, which is the ability to go the other way and update the message, update it via a block. Is that what you're talking about? Like, yeah. Sorry. Using the. What are you talking about? You want to update the meta from the front end of the website? Is that what you mean? Is there any JS on the front end? Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so. It's HTML API, so it'll be rendered. I don't know. Mario or Artemio would be able to answer that more specifically, but I don't think there's JavaScript on the front end. They're just editor and server. Yes. Okay, I'm understanding now. I'm sorry. Yes. So the server handles connecting, right, and rendering, as we saw sort of in this TLDR part, right? So, right, and it does that with the HTML API. I would imagine it's like a render block hook, and then the editor part is the client side to be able to change that inside the data store and then hit save and all that stuff, right? Because you do have to hit save. Anyway, there we go. No JS on the front end. Conditional loading. Okay, where do we get? Okay, block attributes controlled. When a block attribute is connected with block bindings, and the user can edit the value, we are locking the relevant controls. However, there is no direct link yet between block attributes and block controls, so it needs to be hard coded now. This is an example of the image link. Of the image. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, so you lock everything. Okay, cool. Which makes sense because if it's connected to a remote source, you don't want to have the controls messing with that stuff. Define opt-in mechanism. You would need to create a mechanism to let blocks decide which attributes can use bindings and which ones do not. This will potentially require a new API in deciding on what is default behavior. We could create an automatic opt-in based on the block attribute definition, for example. I kind of like that idea. That would be my personal preference, I think, as someone who writes a fair amount of blocks, is like in my block, I would, do I have any blocks in here? Let's just, here's a block. That's not a block. Oh, Lord. Let's use cabs here. Do I have block JSON in here somewhere? So when I'm defining it, oh my God, of course. So when I'm defining an attribute, it would be nice to have like opt-in, right? Role content. Oh. Where would role content? So where would role content go? Would that be in the block defines user? A block attribute defines role content. Now, yeah, perfect. I personally think it would be great if it's defined on the block attribute level, like in block JSON. So like you've got type, default, role, all right, and then yeah, I think that's awesome. I don't know. What do y'all think? Yeah, give Mario some feedback if that's a cool thing to do. I like it. I love it. It's perfect. So what would be the default value? Just like undefined? Like so if you just if it would be like role content. I'm editing Kevin's block. here, right? Or if you just left it off, I guess it would just be undefined, yeah. So something like that. I'm thinking now about role. I guess this, don't break my block. YOLO commit. I wonder if Kevin, would you like to answer Piglix's question? So role. I'm now wondering. I'm overthinking it now, but what else could you use role for? So I get that this makes sense from like a yeah. Anyways, that's a good starting point. Okay, I'm not gonna save this. Don't save. Okay, so what am I doing here? Where am I? Okay, so right. Okay, so let's look at. So I don't think binding sources have changed at all. So we can create our own binding source. So maybe let's create a ridiculous binding source. What do we think? Let's do that. All right, I'm gonna do one right now. I'm gonna call it, so it's register binding source. Register, come on, binding, register block binding source, and it takes some things, and this is going to be Twitch. I'm going to do excerpt, or can I do excerpt? Sure, we'll do that. And it takes an array, which I'm using the shorthand array because I want to. I need a comma there, and so label, label. So we're going to have a label. And the label is going to be whatever, excerpt editor. Oh yeah, actually yes. Let me get that up there. And I'm going to relink it in chat just so it goes to YouTube and to Twitch as well. So, or sorry, to where the hell else I'm streaming? Twitter. Oh, perfect. Okay, so Mario, I want to just highlight this. Mario saying that property already exists, and so which is great because I was wondering why role, but if there's role for content only and content, I think it's awesome. So that was up there, very short. Okay, so anyways, what was I doing? Okay, so we're gonna call it excerpt. Come on now. And then basically then you need to define a callback. So this is gonna be, oh, come on. God, you guys must love watching me do that. Did I spell that wrong or something? So then this is gonna be how it gets the information. And then let me need the do I need the uses context, and the context is gonna be basically the same as this. I'm just gonna use post ID and post type. So okay, so once that's defined, you can then create a function for it. Twitch register, okay, and then I see. Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of this stuff for now. And then I need a function. My function is going to be Twitch user. No, this is going to be Twitch excerpt binding, I guess. I might be barking up the wrong tree here because I don't know if the data store allows you to set the binding. Oh, Artemio, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. Right, so we're gonna get okay. So this is gonna take source args, and it's gonna take block instance. So block instance is gonna give us this stuff. And then it needs to return data, right? It needs to return data. Excuse me. So let's just in here, I'm gonna say, what is it? Return. Is there a get the excerpt? Get the excerpt, and I'm gonna say post ID. What? Where? I have a small typo. Uses content. Context. Thank you. It wouldn't be my stream if I wasn't typoing incessantly. Okay, so what? Undefined. Oh, post ID. All right, so that should just get me whatever the instance is, right? So let's do that, and let's jump over here. So now I'm pretty sure that we can't connect. Okay, so custom data sources don't appear in the UI. Is that accurate? Kevin. Okay. Yes, but there's a but. There's a but. Oh, there's a but because I'm using the Gutenberg. Okay, cool. So we can't. So prior to I guess what was it 19.5 4? There was no UI for connecting this stuff. So if you wanted to do it, you would do it by I'm just gonna get rid of these things. Right, so there's this string binding. I'm gonna save this. You would have to come in and you would have to make this what am I saying? This content, you'd have to add this metadata in there, right? All right, let's look at this. I love these links. And I'm again gonna just repost this link so it gets across to all the channels, but thank you. Yeah, because okay, so so now I think if we want to look at our our bindings, let me jump over to JavaScript for a second. And I think was I console logging out the sources? I am. So let's look at the sources here. Over here, exit the code in there. I'm gonna inspect. Excuse me. So in the console, we should have a bunch of bindings. So we've got Twitch excerpt. So that's the binding that I've created, right? Am I still registering a bunch of other bindings? I'm just going to register. Okay. Right. Okay. So that's the binding. So now what I can do is label excerpt. So how do I go to subcore meta, post meta? Right, okay, so the thing that I have to do is, I think all I have to do now is do this. I think if I change it in here, so binding content, so the source is going to change to this, Twitch excerpt, right? And then what do I do with the other thing? Do I need a key? I don't think I need a key. Do I need a key? I'm thinking out loud. I don't know. So, string binding. So that's. Oh, updating failed. Why not updating fail? Updating keeps failing. Interesting. Let's see why. I'm not using. So I don't need the key? So how do I define the key? That's okay. You know what? When all else fails, we go read what Justin did. Let's see. I'm gonna share that this is you shouldn't need it. Okay, so I should just be able to remove it basically from in here. So I can get rid of key. Right, bindings, content. This is. I'm gonna break this. So args. I don't. Okay, so like that. Let's see. don't need the R's at all. Hold on. I got something. There's something weird going on here. This is. I don't think this actually has anything to do with. There we go. What? Oh wait. What have I done here? I done broke some stuff. Okay, so let's just get rid of that. I think this is something I broke. Okay, so it's definitely something to do with that. Okay, so now let's think. So Twitch excerpt. Did I find that wrong? Probably. Knowing me. No. Where to go? 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 Introduce some block lines. Okay, so let's go. Label. I'm gonna just compare that to what I'm doing here. Oh wait, what? Wait, should I be running that? Oh no, it's on the init hook. Okay, so that looks exactly the same to me. Oh, you think it's the shorthand array? You think it's the shorthand that's breaking it? Like that? Wonder if that's it. Let's check. Weird. Where was I testing that? Right in here? Okay, I'm turning this off and this on. This is, I'm just going to use that doesn't exist, but that's fine. Okay, I'm wondering now. Okay, I'm going to turn this back. Register block binding source. Turn this one off. I wonder if it's. I think it might be this. I think it might be this. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Weird. Okay. So something weird going on there. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this. I think that's the problem. I don't think this had anything to do. This is me. 100% me. So that's excerpt. Right, so that's this label that I've defined. Okay, so yeah, it's something weird to do with get the excerpt, I think. So maybe the excerpt is sort of the wrong. It might be running too early or something. Okay, so this is that. Right, so that's interesting. So now what I want to do, what I have to do here now is it has two render blocks which calls your callback. Yeah, that's could be it. That could very well be it. So this might not be a great example. This might not be a great example, but we can figure out something. I wonder what happens if I go post equals get post and then pass the post ID. I just do this. Get kind of hijacking a little bit here, but let's just see. I'll run this again. I don't need that. Oh yeah, schema builder. So what's current post got? Current post is so post excerpt is enter. I wonder if I should just do it that way. I wonder if I should return like that, like current post Current post, was it excerpt post? Excerpt, maybe that's how I should return it and see what that does. Okay, that seemed to work. All right. So if I edit the excerpt now for the post, save. So that, okay, so now let's check on the front end. Okay, so that's showing that. Now, okay, so that's the server side of things, right? So we've got this excerpt that we're dealing with. Super duper cool. I'm going to get rid of this, get rid of this. I'm gonna do that right now. Okay, cool. So this is such a random thing, right? Okay, so the server side we've just done, right? So that's super duper. I think it has to do with like I think it's the get the excerpt call that I was messing with. I think that was the issue. So okay, so the next thing that we have to do now is I need to do, we're going to do a binding for, what do we call this, excerpt, which I will never learn to spell in a million years. So if we look at sort of like a basic one, so I'm going to import this, right? So we've got stores editor store. So we want to generate a bunch of stuff in here. If I remember correctly, it's essentially an object. I'm going to export this object. Did I do default there? I did. So it's an object, right? And then this object, it gets passed to register the block bindings call, right? So we can do this all in one place, but I think it makes a lot of sense for us to keep this. So we're going to go excerpt. I don't know why that's like that, but we're gonna need that in there. I'm just gonna do this so it doesn't yell at me. And then, so we need get placeholder is a property, right? No, get value, set value. Okay, so that's a function. This is a function. Right, and then what is it? Can user edit value? And then what's the next one? Is that it? Is that it? That's it. Okay. So let's look at get placeholder first, I guess. So I don't. Okay, so in the get placeholder, it doing that right? Yes, I'm doing that. All right, we're going to do that. So this gets stuff. I don't know what stuff it gets. So we're going to take a look here. Console.log. Oh, it has. Okay, let's look. I should probably look at the updated stuff. So this is what we get. So name, label, uses context, get values, set values, right? So these are the things that I need to be. Okay, so let's look and see what I have. So we have name. Oh, let's take a look. So name, we have that. We have label. We got. So there is no get placeholder, so we'll get rid of that. So there's get values, which I already have. Get values, set values, and then can user edit value. Okay, so that looks more accurate, right? Oh, uses context. Do I need to define the uses context? Guess we'll find out. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, that's good to know. So because I have label and I have uses context here, I don't need label and I don't need uses context here. Very nice. That's a good. Thanks. That's a really good call out. So, okay, can user is it? Can user edit value? Of course it's spelled wrong. Oh, there we go. Perfect. This is now. Do I need to define the name because I've already defined it here, or is that just how it connects? Okay. So get values receives select context in the block. It is okay. So it's important to note those. Listen, people watching at home that this name and this name need to match. And that's how they're going to connect here. So get values. Function to get the values from the source. It receives select, context, and the block bindings created for that specific. It must return an object with attribute values similar to get block attributes. Okay, so we're gonna get values needs to return return an object, right, with attribute. Oh wait. Oh, attribute as in like content, right? So like content, for example, and then we'll. Is that what we mean? This is the content. Like that's how that's working. Let me just import this right now. Just gonna get rid of some of this stuff. We import excerpt. Okay, now I'm gonna register with. And then I'm going to register the block binding source right here. I'm going to just reuse one of these. Get rid of that. And then this is going to be excerpt. And I don't think I need this anymore. Or this, or this, or this. Okay. So, okay. That's cool. So then in the excerpt then, okay, so that's hard-coded, which is not really what we want at all. So we have select. It receives select. So is this what you would call a thunk? So this select is going to allow us to go to return, right? It's done in batch to be able to fetch updated data. Okay. So set values. Function to update multiple values connected to the source. It receives select, dispatch, and context. So these are all the things that it receives, which is cool. Because all right, and this receives select, context, and bindings. Select, context, and bindings. So we can inspect all of these, right? And then this just returns a boolean, right? So this should return, it receives select and context and the source arguments. What does that mean? So function, it receives select, context, and the source arguments. Looks like other stuff. Oh, other stud. Are we talking about Kevin? God, what is wrong with me? And so this will return some kind of. Oh, God, right. This will return some kind of boolean, right? I'll just hard code it to true for now. Oh, come on. Okay, so let's see let's see what this does. It's probably gonna break a bunch of stuff. Do this, and we will go. You know what? I'm gonna one sec. I'm going to actually hide these sources. I don't need these sources anymore. Oh, who did that? You. Who's that? Of course, it was Kevin. All right, let's see what we got here. I'm gonna switch back over to here. I'm gonna refresh this. Oh, got an error. Register block binding source is not defined. That's because I pulled it probably from the wrong place. Register block binding source. Wait. Oh. Let's see. Where is register block binding source? So it's that's from core editor, right? That's from a different place. So wait a minute. It's from block. I thought it was in a different place. Block binding source. Oh, it is in blocks. Import. Okay, cool. So I just need to get it from blocks, which I think I'm already pulling in some stuff from blocks. So right there. Sorry, I gotta clean some of this crap up. I can't hear myself think. I can't see myself code. I don't think anybody can see me code, not professionally. Okay, what do we got? So that's not a thing. Okay, so So exert. Okay, it's connected, but I can't. All right. What am I doing wrong? Let's see. What am I doing wrong? Excuse me. Okay, let's work through this. Okay, so okay, console.blog values context bindings. Just do a bunch of stuff there. What is set values supposed to return? Wait, am I doing this in the wrong place? Get values, set values. It's just okay. So let's okay. Let's refresh that page. Okay, weird. I'm not seeing any. All right, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong here? Set values is called when you type inline and override the value. Okay, so if I get in here and I type, yeah, something's not. Wait, hold on. Could it be because I'm just connected like this? Content, source, right? So that's my binding. Yeah, but we need to get it reading from get values first. Okay, so all right, so supposed to get values. So am I just implementing that incorrectly? Let's look. So get values function to get the values from the source. It receives blah blah blah. Create must return an object with attribute value. So is attribute like the name of the attribute for the block? Like content, this is the content? That should be right. It might, well, hold on. I wonder if that's got something. No, build process seems to be running. Build process seems to be working. Okay. So let me just let me put this. I'm gonna turn a bunch of other plugins off just because they need to be off. Turn that one off, turn that one off, turn this one off, deactivate. The only thing I have is Gutenberg. Back over here, so that looks right. What just happened? Invalid. Oh my god! I just turned the plugin off. I'm such an idiot. That's the one I actually need. Okay, so that should just such an idiot. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid. Okay, so this. Okay, so okay. Server side index should be registering block binding source excerpt. Now, do I have to wait a minute? Does register block binding source? Does it have a different means of registering it? Am I just doing this incorrectly? So is it, so in here I've got name Twitch/excerpt, right? And then in here I've got names, or just calling it that. So this needs to match, correct? Yep. So here's server registration. It's probably something really stupid that I'm doing. There's a really good chance of that, right? The new properties are not being applied. Okay, so build command is running as expected. So is this, could it be because I'm returning, this is essentially an empty value? Or no, it's not an empty value anymore. Because I think I edited that in here, in the post, in the excerpt. Yeah, so this is the search. Right, so I'm gonna save that, refresh it. Okay. Okay. So, is there something missing in here? So we've got name, get values, set values, can user edit value. Now, oh, maybe a source is registered before the server one is bootstrapped. Oh, maybe. Let's check. So this is block editor and queue action. So this should be it right in here, which has got everything in here. So this should be registered. So this is running on in queue block editor assets, and this is running on a net. So this should definitely be firing before everything else, I believe. Hold on. Let me check something. Make sure it's not just me being dumb. So we should have. So no, it's in there. I see it. And then oh, maybe I don't have. Oh, so you're thinking maybe I don't have the. Oh, so edit site and edit post. Sorry, are you thinking that I don't have the JavaScript? Yeah, that's what I was wondering. So like array, that's what I'm wondering. So merge, and then in here is what, edit. Oh shit, what is it? It's what the hell are the name of things? WP, what is it? Edit site, edit post. I think that's what they're called. So put everything in there. What is it missing? So let's see if that fixes it. Let me try something. I'm just gonna import something from both of those. Import what's oh, I know. Go store as edit site, store from the site. And what was the other one? Edit post. That should hopefully give us edit site, edit post. Okay, so that's fake that. So that those things should be in place anyways. Okay, no, that doesn't seem to be doing it. Which register function? Right here? Oh, this register function. I am pulling it in from the right place, right? Register block binding source. All right, let's double check some things here. It's from blocks. When we met though the other day, there was one that was an editor. Was there not one that was in the editor block editor package? Where am I? Oh my god, I'm all over the place. Oh, was it get block binding sources? Alright, let me just wp dot blocks dot register block binding source. Okay, well it's there. It is available. Alright, I believe it's in the right place. If it not, it would complain. Oh, block editor. Okay, so that's that. Am I pulling it from block editor? No, I'm not. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, yes, thank you. Okay, so it's in the right place. So how can we tell this is being called? Like, does this return anything? Does it return anything? Let go. Register block binding source. So, oh yeah, it would give me all kinds of stuff. Oh, so okay, so let's do this. I should be able to console.log this. It looks like it actually returns something, so we can see what that is. Let's see what that is. Now, this is me probably. I'm probably just screwing it up. There's a really good chance. So this says undefined. That gets called in there, so that is undefined. Let me try something different. Let's just hard code all this. And maybe I just don't know what the hell I'm doing. There's a 98% chance that's what it is. So let's just put that all in there. Because why not? And refresh. Huh. Oh, that's working. That's absolutely working. Okay, that works. So, okay, so it's definitely when it's being called is the issue. Is it being called too late? Well, I wonder if it's being called too late now. What is it? WP. What's the Well, the JavaScript though is being loaded well after the block editor is loaded. Like this is where you would load it for, right? Sorry, what was it? Try kind of the source registration on the server. Okay, so let's try that. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna just take that out of here. We're gonna get that out of here. Excuse me. Okay. Oh, label in use context. Okay, so I need to pull that into. I'm just gonna do this all online. So it's gonna be label. Uses context. It's gonna be an array and. So that is working. Huh. So it's working. It like this is absolutely working in there. Nuclear enlistment. What is that? Oh. Goodbye. Nuclear enlistment. Yeah. I guess your code is running before bootstrapping the server sources, so it gets overridden. Sorry, so PHP is running before. That's what you're that's what you're thinking. You know what? In this particular case, do we even need a server side? Because this dispatch. What is it? What do we got in here? Save and see record. It'll be what, core? You have JS code in core that bootstrap the source defined in the server. I guess your code is running before bootstrapping the server sources, so it gets overwritten. So you think that so you think that this is running before everything else or after everything else? Okay, that just worked. What? Why did that just work? What the hell's happening here? What? What? Okay. So with the deuce. I wonder if it's because I'm missing name and label. Like, I wonder. Let me try something. I wonder if having having label and uses context in place makes it work. Oh my lord. I think that might be it, friends. Let's try. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so interesting. So let's turn this off and turn this off and see what happens. That's it. So it looks like this needs to be in place. Now, whether that's my code or what, but that seems to be the issue with these missing. Now, let's see. Can I turn use context off? It might just be, maybe, is it matching my label? Okay, so it doesn't look like I need the use context in here. It looks like I need label. Let's keep messing around with this and see. That worked. Okay, so what if I get rid of name? Is that's gonna break? Yeah. Okay, so I need name and apparently label. So there's that. Okay, so that seems to be a thing. So you should need them if they're defined in the server. Yeah, no, I know. And they are. So I have label and uses context. So when I say it works, I'm meaning like it's seeming like it's registering properly. It doesn't look like I need to have uses context in here in my definition, but it seems like if I take label out, I'm just gonna actually remove it entirely. If I take label out, this doesn't load, right? Like the JavaScript portion doesn't load. Now if I put it back in, does that work? That seems to work. So it looks like I need to have that on both places. We found a bug. I think. Okay, so all right, so now I'm actually not, in my particular use case, I'm not actually thinking, uh-oh. What do you think in Artemio? I don't even know if I need this specifically, because problem of the bootstrap after your code. So where should my code be running? So like this is the hook that people are going to be using. So do you think I should be registering the PHP side in this same hook, Mario? Is that what you mean? I agree that like the label not label thing might just be a symptom of a different issue, but this is, where's your plugin registered? My plugin? It's just registered like in the plugin. What do you mean? I don't know what needs to be done. Huh? No. I'm not looking for answers from you, but I'm just wondering. Yeah, if it's an example of like we're fixing this, we're treating the symptom rather than the like if this is just like what it's keying off of, then that's the bug. But if it's because of load order, I don't know how. Like what I'm doing is pretty standard. Like I'm registering my post meta. I'm registering a block binding source on the init hook, which is probably where I would do it. Unless this needs to be run later. Like let me take it out of here. Right? Let me take that out of here and run it on the same hook where the JavaScript's being queued. Oh, that's a good point. Did I have label? I did not have label. Okay, so let's take the label out of here now. This could just be I'm just loading it on the wrong hook. Mario, you're so smart. You smarty. Okay, well that doesn't seem to be doing it, but this, I'm just guessing this hook. This is probably not accurate. Yeah. Okay. It doesn't seem to want to work when I'm doing it that way. Okay. All right. Well, I think you're based on what you said, you're probably right, but we need to figure that out because it's going to become a thing. No, you're not hijacking. This is the whole point of my stream. It's the whole point of it. The whole point of this is like testing it and putting it through its paces and seeing how that works. But anyways, so the next part. Hey, Corey, how's it going? Good to see you, man. Okay, so we've registered that. Oh.
Oh, great. It's CR0 Ibit.
It's here. Yeah, you're welcome to hijack. I wonder if I can, if I move it into here. Well, I'm gonna try something here. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna move it into the same place where this is being registered, because I'm wondering if that's part of it. Let's see. Oh, that doesn't work at all now. Oh, no, that doesn't make sense. Okay, hold on. Let's put that back. Have I just completely broken it entirely? Entirely broken it? Entirely? Oh, no. Okay. All right. Well, I'm happy to work together with you guys, later or another time or whatever, to figure out what in the actual deuce is going on there. But, yeah, Kevin. Okay. Lives his life hijacking streams. Kevin, what time is it in Thailand for you? It's got to be like 1 a.m. Okay, anyways, I want to keep working through this. So on the server side, what we're doing is this stuff. Now, I'm just wondering if this is even remotely needed, because what I want to get wp.data.select, right? I want to get, I guess this, what is it? Core, why isn't this? Select, core, editor? Oh Lord, come on now. Okay, so what do we got in here? Count selectors. get block mode, get current post attribute, get edited post content, edited post attribute. Can I? Okay, I'm gonna try calling get edited post attribute and pass. It's excerpt. Is that a thing that exists? There it is. Okay, so I should be able to just return that. Right, that's all I need. So in my excerpt in here, the get values, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the select, and I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna do this maybe. I'm gonna go select, pass the store, core, whatever the heck the store I used was, core editor, right? So that should return whatever the excerpt is, I think. This should say this is the excerpt. Ooh, it does say this is the excerpt, 11:15. Okay, so now that's pulling directly from the post excerpt, which is over here. So what I want to do now is the opposite of that, I guess. So I'm going to say dispatch. Oh my god, is that just going to work? Is this going to work? Let's just see. I don't know what this is going to say. All right, thank God. Look at that. GitHub Copilot stream's done. This is the excerpt that I am typing. Don't see anything happening. Let's go over here, post. Okay, that doesn't seem to be doing much. So, oh, it's in nice context. Let me get rid of this. Dispatch, edit post. Oh, wait, huh? How do you get the set values? What is it? Oh, you know what? I think I did that in one of these other ones. Let me take a look here. Oh, it's args. Args. Why I said it like that? Because I'm a pirate? All right, so is there an args in here too? Let's see what's in there. Let's see what's in there. All right, so we're gonna want args. We're gonna want args. Nope. Okay. All right, friends. What is going on here? Oops. So the values. I want to go stuff. I want to see what else we getting in this little object-aroo here. All right, let me put that in there. Oh, new. Is it new value? Okay. Let's look. I'm gonna clear that. Okay, and. Oh, bindings, content, new. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I get it, because it could be multiple bindings, multiple attributes. So it's going to be bindings, right? We're going to have bindings in here. That makes sense. Okay. Bindings. And what do we have? So we got bindings and then content and then new value. Okay. So what we're gonna have is we're gonna go bindings, that content. So we should see that. Okay. That's it. Okay. So bindings, content, new value. Do you know what would be super handy, Mario? Would be the ability to retrieve. Just you didn't have to get nested, right? That new value. Like if you had some means of saying, I don't know what it would be, like value, like const value equals get value, and then you pass basically the name of the thing, like whatever that is, and it just retrieves the new value. I don't know if that would be helpful at all. I mean, this is not difficult at all. It's just a bit in the weeds. So that's this guy's opinion, which you can take or leave. Okay, so then basically what we want to do is we want to say Bindings content new value. So, okay, so like instead of having to, yes, let me repeat that. Okay, so what I have to do is I have to destructure out bindings. I have to know about bindings first of all. New value equals bindings.content. Yeah, you can do that, but what if you wanted to get, it just feels a bit messy. Like, why do I need to know about bindings? Because I'm dealing with bindings. Like, it would be like a helper that would be like const, get binding maybe. Const, you could do new value equals get, I don't know what we're gonna call this, but let's, whatever we're calling this, right? Get bindings value, and then you just pass the name of the thing that you want, or get binding, right? Blah blah, right? And then it'd be like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's a function. I don't know. I mean, what you're saying makes a lot of sense, and it's very, very easy. But like, as things get in there, like, I'm just wondering if maybe there's like this, like instead of bindings, you get binding, and then you pass get binding and the name of the thing that you want, right? And they can return all of the information that you're looking for. Get new value, yeah, sure. Or like, if you need args, great. Like this can return everything, or just get binding, right? Just returns all that information. I don't know what that looks like, and I don't know if that's just over complicating the API, but like because the less you have to do this kind of stuff, I think the better, right? The sort of better it the better it feels from a developer point of view. Like that. I mean, this is not hard to put in place at all, not at all. But if I have to dig deep, then it gets a little bit. Don't make me think, guys. Stop making me think. All right. Oh, you guys are so awesome. Okay, cool. So anyways, so let's see what's going on here. So I think. Oh wait, do I have to pass the post ID? Edit post. I don't think that's what I want. We'll see. Let's see. Okay, so then we hit save. Now our excerpt is updated. Post. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Now we have a block binding to manage our excerpt. Which has got me thinking that this might be a really interesting use case for not having to have anything registered on the server side. Because what is the benefit of this when I'm only editing it in here anyways? You know what I'm saying? Well, but do we though? Oh, I see what you're saying. So if I turn this off on the front, oh, right. I didn't consider that. I'm sorry. That makes a lot of sense. So I turn this off, even though I'm not really using that in the, where am I? This goes away. Aha, that goes away. Okay, so this is important. So is there ever a use case where you wouldn't want this on the front end? Or sorry, like on the server side? Interesting. Okay, cool. So, all right. So that's a pretty straightforward custom block binding, which is pretty handy dandy. And yeah. Yeah. Anyways, we've seen cases where they use bindings for admin screens, like creating a field form. So I've seen some cases where they're using bindings for admin screens. Oh, right. So like in the so in the admin. Right. So there would never be a case. There would never be a case on the front end where you probably want to use that, right? Like, because you don't need it, because the front end is only from the server side. Yeah, if you wanted to use post editor to modify post meta that's used somewhere else. Yeah, if you wanted to use post editor. Yeah. Okay. Right. That. So like what I'm doing here is essentially what we're not there. Like essentially what we're talking about. Like I'm doing all of the editing, all of the messing about inside of this, and yeah. I feel like that's the wrong. I feel like that's the wrong thing. But, anyways, cool. So that's a simple, really simple one, but makes some sense. I'm actually gonna just get rid of some of these things too, and just see if it's still working. We're talking load order and whatnot, what have you. That seems to work. So, can you switch this to a heading block? You can switch it to a heading block. That's so cool. All right, cool. All right. This is great. I love it when you guys come hang out because I'm like, literally, this is broken. Help me fix it. And you're like, oh, let's fix it. So cool. Yeah, that was kind of that was kind of it. I'm trying to think of some other interesting things that we can do here. I mean, there's tons of things that's possible. Oh, Mario, purple heart rate back at you, friend. Yeah. Does anyone have questions in chat? Drop the questions because you got some real heavy hitters in the chat today, specifically around the people building this stuff. So let's hang out. Let's talk about it. Unruly. Oh, there's a great name in the viewers. Unruly Hot Fixer. It's a great name. Yeah. Okay. So how can we get into that? How can I help? How can I help? I'm just lurking. Okay. I'm gonna. Oh yeah, sure. Well, I can push all this code. Actually, I can push all this code up, which I tend to do.
Great. It's thrown you error.
Oh, there he is. So you're welcome to grab it. I mean, it's pretty. It's not. I mean, it's pretty straightforward stuff. It's not too crazy. Why is my source not? It's like this should be yelling. All kinds of source stuff's happening. I don't know what's going on. Hey, can I show you? Can I show you all something that I made? Check this out. Click this button. Watch this. Just wait. It's worth it. Ah, I don't know why it's doing that. It shouldn't be doing that. But check this out. We'll get there eventually. Check it out. Oh, look at that. This is a block editor where you can edit. Check this out. Whoop. See that? It moved. This is great. Here is anyways, this is an extension that is available for download. Go check it out. And who had a question? Oh, and maybe no question, but if I have theme options, think ACF options, can I also use it on block bindings? Yes. I don't see why you couldn't. You might have to jump through some hoops to get those options. You're here for the checkbox T. Shut up, Kevin. Get out. Kevin! This is an extension. Go download it. It's fun. Where's my extensions? I have a link somewhere. Where is it? There it is. From Marketplace. Here. Shameless self-promotion. Please go check it out. It's built on Playground. It's built on work that people a lot smarter than me did. Yeah, that's really cool. Anyway, so sorry, there was a question. This question from Alpuitz Original Spotlight message. Maybe a dumb question, but if I have theme options, I think on ACF options, can I also use it on block bindings? Yeah, you absolutely can. Block bindings, like you can define those block bindings however you want, right? Playground versus WPE and V. Both have their use cases. I use both. I found Playground to be. Let me answer Alpuitz Original's question first. When you register the block binding, all you have to do is just connect the dots data-wise. So if you have stuff in here, like I'm getting something from an edit post attribute. There's no reason why you couldn't access like the data store wp.data.select. I think is it core? I don't know, core. I can't remember what's in there, but there might be like you have to look at the options, get autosaves, get comments, get entity. You might need to do something like get site. I don't think there's options, but get sites, status, themes, user widgets. But you can absolutely hit the data store. Yeah, so they see it, but I can think of others. Yeah, I mean, you can connect it to anything, really. You can connect it to anything. You just need to create the source, and then the source dictates what that data is. So if it's meta, if it's whatever, theme options, you can do all of that. Yeah. Outside data store, would you need to create it? No, I don't think so. You can connect it to Shopify. Yeah, you can connect it to anything you want. J. Welly's question. Hold on. Outside data store. Well, you could. So it depends on where you're doing it. If you're in JavaScript, you can use you could do like the API fetch, right? Like actually, hold on. I've got something I can show you here. Like I've even connect to a Raspberry Pi, Kevin. You're so. Cancel. Sorry. There's a I have some code in here. I think that in my admin where I have a custom data store somewhere, but you can use. Where am I using? Is it like you can use API fetch to hit anything on the REST endpoint, right? I'm trying to remember. I have something somewhere where I did. Maybe it's in here. Is it in here? Maybe it's in here. Do I have like a little pre-published checklist? Like this thing. Source admin. Oh, I think I built a whole data store on this, but you can have your own custom data store that retrieves information. Like that's something that you can do. Right? And then just access that directly. But you can also hit. I'll just search for it. Was it API fetch? Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got for some API fetch. What is this? Display meta. What's this thing? So you can use this to return information from stuff. Like, oh, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. So let's say I wanted to get something in settings, right? So in here, I'm gonna call that. Now, here's a question. Can I use async await in here? Oh yeah, the metadata plugin. Okay, yeah. So the metadata plugin that I wrote a little while ago did write back to ACF in a really roundabout way. But this is a much cleaner way of doing it now. You can connect the bindings allow you to go two ways. So you have your server side, which is basically going to pull and display, and then you've got your client side, which is going to allow you to write back and forth. In this repo, I did have ACF working with bindings. Code's out there. I welcome you to go take a look. So so what I've done here is I've just grabbed my settings, right? So this is literally the path to the settings, the REST endpoint for settings, for like site options. Oh God. Oh, because do you know what's kind of important? Importing API fetch is kind of an important step if you want to use it. So let's do that. Okay. So look here we go. So we've got all of these things. So if you have stuff stored in the options table, for example, let's pull in the description. So instead of doing that, I'm going to say, I'm going to make my content is going to be, I'm just going to copy this. content's going to be settings, just to be safe, description, right? Something like that. Makes lots of requests. Seems to make a lot of requests. It's just making one. Just a single. Oh, now it's making a bunch of requests. Okay. So this might be an async await thing. I think we'll need to figure out some stuff about this, but there's definitely something that's not quite right here. And maybe I can't use async await. Maybe that's what I can't do. Then let's say that. Then yeah. I don't know, Artemio or Mario, are you guys still around? Is it possible to use async await inside of this? Inside of get values? I think it is being re-rendered a bunch of times. Yeah. But anyways, what the async await wasn't related. No, you don't think so? Well, it seemed to work actually. It was working fine, but it didn't seem. It seemed to be. It's rendering a bunch of times, but it's not actually setting. Oh yeah, thunks would be nice. So it will return settings, but I'm not able to connect it here. So it's got that. It makes that call. And and then I could just cache it, I guess, but it's not actually doing that. Did I just maybe break that? Yeah, something's doing weirdness. So let's get rid of that. Yeah. So something about oh. Did I not? It seems that something about what I'm doing in there breaks it. Like it doesn't make this connection anymore for whatever reason. Like if I if I do this and I put this back, let me just hard code this. Hard code this. I'm just gonna say right. So you're thinking that it expects it to be returned immediately. Like if I get rid of this, does that break it? What font is this? Maybe it has nothing to do with that. That's working. Oh, don't know. That's still working. Okay. So love how Kev's like, I'm mid type. He's like, nah, that's not gonna work. Oh, yeah, I guess it's not actually updating, right? It's just gonna return that function. Do I need to do that in a different way? It looks like adding the async keyword up here actually broke what I was doing there. So let's see. So you're saying I can't do this? Settings equals. Res. Yeah, it's totally janky this way. Have you been on my stream before? Like, you understand that I live my life janky? Janky. What am I doing here? I need that. I don't need that. Let's just see. No, you're right. So we do need the await. We do need it to await. I think we need to let settings in line 6. Oh yeah. Ah, right. Outside of the get values. Kevin. That's pretty awesome. So that's an interesting way of doing that. Okay, so that seems to work. So how? So then we'd have to dispatch. It's totally jank. Well, I mean, yeah. Just not sure how else to do it because I'm not very good at a developer. BD12 is asking me what my font is. I couldn't tell you. If setting isn't undefined. Oh, right. If like no settings, then I want to call that. All right. Interesting, this being called twice. So it's undefined. Call it in there. There we go. So that is a way of connecting to site options. Now writing back to it, let's see. I don't know how we'd write back to it. I think we'd have to probably post back to API fetch. But you want to debounce it, right? Yeah, that's true. So in the set values, is there? I don't think there's a data store like WP. Let's try WP data dot dispatch. Use a resolver for some cases. Font is probably JetBrains Mono or Fear Code. Yeah, I think it is Fear Code. Actually, I don't even know how do we font? The theme I'm using is called Shades of Purple, so that's probably what a lot of it is. Let's look at my settings. Let me probably show you my settings here. Figure it out. User settings. So font name is Fear Code. Icon theme is that thing, and then integrated font name is all of this. Wife's calling me. Yeah, so it's Fear Code, material, icon theme. Oh, what do we got going on here? Let's look. Let's look here. Dispatch. There we go. Did you call it get registered post meta? So was that get registered post meta? Was that called in it? Okay. So you have it. Okay. So you have a function inside that you're calling that just returns. Is that what you're doing? So. Okay, it's in the post meta source. Okay, cool. Yeah. Alright, so we'd be doing something similar, I guess, in here. There's a selection spot. Right. Okay. I gotta drop off, but it's a bit complex, but I mean, I think what we've kind of got through today is pretty cool. Like, there's a lot of really cool stuff that we can do here. And this sort of, like, there's some hoops we have to jump through to kind of do it this way, but if you have data stores available to you, it does make life a lot easier because you don't have to get through all that. I'm sorry. What I was doing was just checking to see what we have for core. Is there like a delete, update, receive, validate? Let's see. I don't think there's anything for like strictly for I don't think there's anything just specifically for options, so we'll have to use the endpoint to update that. But that's just what we'll have to do. What's this? Settings do I have? Page of preferences. Oh, I know what I'm doing here. This is my data store. Oh. Yep. All right. I gotta go. Having lunch with the fam. Anyways, this is really great stuff. So I think I'm gonna save all this. I'm gonna push it all up, and then everyone can take a look at that. But this has been super cool. Really appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Especially appreciate Artemio and Mario hanging out and answering questions and helping me fumble through this like the novice programmer I am. And yeah, and just 6.7. This stuff's coming up. But if you want to play with it right now, go download the latest version of. Go get the latest version of Gutenberg, which is 19.4. And I think next week 19.5 is coming up. But as always, it's great hanging out with y'all. Talk to you soon.